Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. But first, American Voices airs on Sunday morning, so we're curious how people spend their mornings. So we asked Washington Post contributor Rachel Zimmerman, what do you do on Sunday mornings? Here's what she told us.
My name is Rachel Zimmerman, and this is how I spend my Sunday mornings. I love Sunday mornings. It's not like every other day. There's a sense of relaxation and chill and not as frantic. Even though I do work at home, I still embody the sort of laid back nature of Sunday morning. I always wake up before anyone else in the house, and the dog wakes up with me. She sleeps with us. I get her to come downstairs. She hangs out while I make coffee. I give her actually a little pre-breakfast treat, which keeps her quiet. And then we hang out on the couch, and I always look at the New York Times and the Washington Post and the Boston Globe because I live here. And I write. I force myself to write for at least 20 minutes. And then if I'm in the middle of a project, it can go on longer. But soon, once I get enough caffeine in me, I get the dog ready and we go out for a run along the Charles River, which is only a couple blocks away from me. She doesn't usually like to come initially. I don't know why, because she loves it once we get out there, but she tries to escape and runs around the house and tries to hide when I try to put her harness on. But then eventually, after a few circles, I get her. We go out. And she is a character. So running with her is not like a totally relaxing situation. I have to keep her on kind of a short leash because she eats garbage off the street. She lunges at cyclists. In recent years, there's like been all these turkeys. The turkeys make her crazy, and so she'll lurch at the turkeys. So, she keeps me on my toes when I'm jogging. But, I love running along the river. She's just like my little companion. And once we get going and, we clear the turkeys, we only go for like 20 to 30 minutes, but she makes people smile. She's a cute Labradoodle with long eyelashes, and she is a great jogging companion. So I got this dog in the spring of 2020 during the pandemic when so many other people got dogs. And basically, my youngest daughter was really, I could see her mood dipping. She was finishing 8th grade, and all of the rituals and, end of middle school activities were being canceled. We had a couple of family members who were very sick. One died. And I just had that feeling like I have to do something. I did have a little bit of PTSD from when her father died and she was 8 and she really wanted a dog then. And I just knew that I could not deal with a dog. Like I was, suddenly widowed. I had these 2 little girls. They were 8 and 11. And as much as I wanted to do everything to make them happy again, I knew that I couldn't take care of a dog. So I got them a rabbit. And this rabbit, her name was Coco. She was very cute, but she was completely antisocial. Like you'd go to pick her up, she'd run away. She did like to be in the same room as us, but she didn't want to be touched. And so it wasn't sort of the cuddly, snuggly situation that I had hoped for. So finally, in 2020, by then I had remarried. And so it was my new husband, my stepdaughter, and my 2 daughters, and me all living in the house. So I figured like 5 people could handle one puppy. And we got this puppy, and she did. She was a pain, and she refused to go in her crate. Ultimately, I gave in, and she ended up sleeping in my bed, even though I vowed I would never have a dog sleeping in my bed. But she's just become my super loyal companion. And, I think of her as this like instant joy distribution machine. I mean, she just is like this mood booster. And now both of my kids are at college. My younger daughter's a freshman, my older daughter's a senior. And so, we have this empty nest and the dog. When I dropped my youngest at college and then officially both of my kids were gone, and my stepdaughter is also out of the house too, I was so happy that the dog was there when I came home because it made the empty nest feel a little less empty. And so this is our ritual, it's like me and Phoebe going down to the river and taking a run. And she has this practice when we get back close to the house, she grabs the leash in her mouth like she's walking herself up the path. And she always does that. She's a creature of habit, and that's our ritual. Sunday is like the more ritualistic time. It's the time that, on another day, like my husband might take her out first, or we might take her out for a walk together. But Sunday is reserved for the run with the dog. And often during the week, I run without her because it's a lot easier. But on Sunday, I just tell her that she's coming with me no matter what.
Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.